All Hit Radio.
Welcome to the X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
When the midnight hour's calling and the world has gone to sleep, there's a voice across the darkness, digging mysteries buried deep. From UFOs to hauntings, ancient secrets carved in stone, there's only one place waiting. Welcome to the X Zone. From coast to coast, we're broadcasting across the USA and Canada too. With truth seekers and believers, bringing hidden stories through. Welcome to the X Zone, where the strange becomes the real. From ghosts and alien visitors to mysteries we can feel. The biggest names are joining us, sharing secrets still unknown. With Rob McConnell leading you into the X Zone. Scientists and psychics, authors, witnesses, and more. Talking dreams and consciousness, unlocking every hidden door. From Bigfoot in the mountains to the shadows people fear. The world tunes in each night now, cause the X Zone's growing here. On Classic 1220 CFAJ, streaming worldwide every day on CanCom and affiliates. The X Zone keeps leading the way. Welcome to the X Zone, where the unexplained survives, exploring all the mysteries that shape our human lives. With guests from every corner and stories yet untold, the X Zone keeps expanding, a phenomenon unfolding. From haunted houses to the stars, from ancient myths to Mars, the microphones are always on, no matter where you are. Exonation's growing stronger, every city, every town. And when the truth is out there, the X Zone tracks it down. Welcome to the X Zone. The legends growing night by night, with worldwide listeners tuning in, searching for the light. From the paranormal frontier to stories carved in stone, the future of mystery radio lives inside the X Zone. The X Zone with Rob McConnell, where fact is fiction and fiction is reality.
And welcome back to the X Zone, everyone. I am Rob McConnell, and for the next 2 hours, I am your host and your guide as together we cross the time-space continuum to this place that I call the X Zone. It's a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard. It's a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until midnight, right here on the CanCon Broadcast Network and your hometown radio, Classic 1220 CFAJ AM, streaming us at classic1220.ca. Now, if you'd like to send me an email, my email address is xzone@xzoneradiotv.com, and on all social media sites, Xzone Radio TV. If you'd like to listen to past episodes of the X Zone and any of the other programs that are produced here on the CanCon Broadcast Network, all you need to do is go to www.xzbn.net. My guest this hour is Dr. Joan of Angels, and she is in Tempe, Arizona. We're going to be talking about spiritual awakening, activating miracles, aligning body, mind, and spirit. and soul purpose. And joining us now is Dr. Joan of Angels. And Joan, welcome back to the X Zone.
I am so happy to be here, Rob. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Joan, for many of the members who may not have heard you the last time you were on, since we've continuously grown, can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and how you got to be known as Dr. Joan of Angels?
It's a great question. So, yeah, how did I get to be me? So for 45 years, Rob, I have been working helping people transition into a better life, into health, wealth, and happiness, as a chiropractor and also as a counselor and a therapist, and later on as a intuitive guide. And so what I do is I help people, and I focus on women, spiritual women a lot also, who are really stuck, who know that they're here to have something more, and they can sense it and feel it, but they need help in getting there and breaking free from some of the limitations that have been in their life. And so that's what I do. And in 2013, I do more than that, but I'm also executive producer, New Living Expo, and Portal to Ascension at times, a host for them. So I've been in this field for many, many years. And in 2013, the angels came to me loud and clear, said, Joan, paint 33 angels in 30 days. And they gave me a mission. I do well with missions. Mm-hmm. And I painted those 33 angels. The book fall, and I hung them all up. And the book falls off the shelf. It says, your call for angelic assistance has been heard. And that led to a period where I was trained to become like a paintbrush for the divine. At one point, I was told to move to the desert so I could hear them better. I got here, and the first day I was here, the second day I was here, I was introduced to a new person. She looks at me. She says, tell me your name again. And suddenly she says, say nothing. And she says, she literally shouts, I know who you are. And she goes, you are Joan. Now, it's like almost hearing trumpets, okay? The Hallelujah chorus. It's like she says, you're Joan of Angels. And that really resonated for me. And so I took the name. And I've learned that part of my role this life is to step into that more of a global figure.
So who is this person who identified you as Joan of Angels, and how did she know who you were?
Well, that's, some people have the gift of prophecy, Rob. Some people channel and they hear information. Mm-hmm. She was sitting there and she literally heard it. And as she was hearing it, the whole restaurant went dead silent. I was in a time zone, like the X zone. I was in a zone. And it was so prophetic, I could hardly believe it. But I took the name, but it took me 7 years to step into it because it's a bigger name than Joan or Joan Handgarter, my chiropractic name. So it took me a long time to really understand the dynamics and what that meant about who I am.
Why do you think you have been put on this mission to help?
Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you a secret I learned.
Okay.
To be one of the chosen ones, you must choose. So many of our audience out there who are on this path understand that. They know, they sense, they feel that they have a purpose and a mission. I always felt like I had a mission. And in fact, one of the reasons I do this now, and I teach people how to do this, how to find who they are and their soul vision, is because when I was younger, I always thought that I was going to die by 28 because I couldn't figure out what I was here to do. It was really important for me to figure it out. And I couldn't. I literally couldn't. I could not figure out what I was supposed to do. And I became very depressed about that until I heard that voice within that I do hear sometimes. It said, go to chiropractic school. So the next day I enrolled. I'm a good student.
So here you are, a chiropractor, and you get the call to be the person to paint 33 paintings of angels. You complete the task, a book falls out of the shelf, and from being a chiropractor, you transition into being a new age therapist?
Well, there was a little bit of a transition here because I was injured. I lost my practice. I couldn't practice anymore. So I had a big pivot. Mm-hmm. which is, I'm sure, was meant all along. And so now I sort of combine the best of everything. I'm very, very interested in healing the body, how the body heals from the inside out, how we manage, how we work with our energy and our vitality, and how we activate our life. So once I went to this soul vision workshop once, and I saw this vision of me standing on the podium. It was somehow at the Coliseum in this vision, a gorgeous angel behind me. I was dressed like an angel. I had wings. And millions of people are walking, crawling, or in wheelchairs in front of us going by. And we were waving our hands, and they would stand up and go forth to have a happy life, healthy and happy. And I knew at that moment that was my mission. And so I started trying to gear my practice and my life as to how can I reach more people and work to help uplift them, uplift their energy, raise their frequency, so they can do what they came here to do and find that mission and that cause.
So how is it that you are able to find that cause or that purpose that people are supposed to have?
I'm an intuitive, Rob. So I'm not psychic, but there's many different gifts, or, they're called the clairs. You can be clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant. So I have certain of my own gifts. I have occasionally been clairaudient, where I've heard a direct voice calling my name or telling me what to do. I'm also clairsentient, so I get real feelings of things. So when I work with people one-on-one, I can't say it's necessarily easy, but that's what happens. I begin to understand. I get images and pictures about where we need to go and what's going on for them.
Now, this inner person that you're able to help come out, where does this person obtain this inner person from?
You mean the inner person? Reframe the question a little bit.
Well, what I'm going to do is we're going to take a commercial break, and when I come back, I'll ask you that question, because it's a deep question, and I'm sure it'll take some time to answer. So, Exonation, okay. Our guest this hour is Dr. Joan of Angels. Her website is joanofangels.com, and we'll be back on the other side of this break as the Exxon continues with yours truly, Rob McConnell, from our broadcast center and studios in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, on the CanCon Broadcast Network and your hometown radio, classic1220.ca. Don't go away.
When the midnight hour's calling and the world has gone to sleep, there's a voice across the darkness, digging mysteries buried deep. From UFOs to hauntings, ancient secrets carved in stone, there's only one place waiting. Welcome to the X-Zone. From coast to coast, we're broadcasting across the USA and Canada too, with truth seekers and believers, bringing hidden stories through. Welcome to the X-Zone, where the strange becomes the real, from ghosts and alien visitors to mysteries we can feel. The biggest names are joining us, sharing secrets still unknown, with Rob McConnell leading you into the... Washington nights, a child looked up through the veil of lights, whispers of wonder, signs from afar, calling the soul from a distant star. In a garden where the mantis prayed, good luck and fortune softly stayed, a memory sleeping, waiting to start. woke in the glow of the Antarean heart. The Antarean heart is calling through the silence, through the stars, with the mantis beings guiding, healing all the wounds and scars. From Antares comes the message, love is where the journey starts. Open your mind, remember your soul, and awaken the Antarean heart. A paper flew in on a rainy day, with the word joy lighting up the way. A miracle sign, a sacred spark, a lantern shining through the dark. Then the world stood still and the veil grew thin. A billion lights came rushing in. Channels opened, truth took flight, and soul remembered its ancient light. The Antarean heart is calling through the silence, through the stars, with the mantis beings guiding, healing all the wounds and scars. From Antares comes the message, love is where the journey starts. Open your mind, remember your soul, and awaken the Antarean heart. Spirit guides and angels near, higher voices calm the fear. Akashic rivers, timelines flow, showing us what we already know. Heal the body, heal the land, touch the earth with an open hand. Release the sorrow, let love restart in the temple of the Antarean heart. Light ships dancing in the daylight sky, silent answers passing by. Night vision dreams over DC air, proof that something else is there. Through trance and trust, the message came. We are not separate, we are the same. Across all worlds, through every part, one love beats in the Antarean heart. The Antarean heart is calling through the silence, through the stars, with the mantis beings guiding, healing all the wounds and scars. From Antares comes the message, love is where the journey starts. Open your mind, remember your soul, and awaken the Antarean heart. From earth to Antares, from shadow to light, the heart remembers what the eyes lose sight. Tony brings the message, the stars play their part. We are one in the Antarean heart.
And Exonation, our guest this hour is Dr. Joan of Angels. Her website is www.joanofangels.com. Now, we get calls from our affiliates because you, the Exonation, want to know what store you can buy the music that we write, create, and produce specifically for this show. So if you'd like to get a copy of our CD, all you need to do is send us an email, xzone, that's XZONE, at xzoneradiotv.com. And one of our producers will get back to you and give you all the information about how you can get one of the very many CDs that we have, because, like I said, we produce our own music here so that we don't have to worry about violating anybody's copyright, because if we write it, we produce it, we own it, and we own the copyright. Ta-da! There we go. A cheap plug for me. My guest, Dr. Joan of Angels. Now, Joan, before we went to the break, I guess the question I was trying to ask you is, if we come... Yeah, let me try that again. If we're born, okay, and within us we already have who, what, when, where, why we are, but we don't know it, and it takes somebody like you to help us to release that hidden message and that hidden person within us. How do you do that?
Well, first of all, that's a great question, and the reason is, why is it hidden? Well, it's hidden because a lot of things around us, the material world, separate us from our consciousness and from the ability to even hear. So I work with people. I have a soul vision mentorship program, and I guide you into learning how to actually hear what your soul is trying to tell you. And it's very exciting. So you can learn how to hear the wisdom of your own soul telling you and sharing with you what you are really here to do, what your best gifts are, what your next step should be. We all have that ability, Rob, when we clear away the clutter. So one of the things I love to tell people is, first of all, the veil is very thin. And so being able to communicate and hear your guides, your angels, your star family is easier now than it has ever been. And so we can make a concerted attempt to help you quiet yourself to hear. Sometimes they're chattering at us all the time, but we're so busy in our stressful lives that we can't take the time to hear it. They talk to us more in a whisper. It's not like they shout to you the answer, Rob. They whisper it in a way that you have to be in a calm state to even hear it.
Okay, now when you say they, who are they?
Well, they are your guides, your angels, your soul family, the team that came with you this life to help guide you, to guard you, to protect you, to help you go in the right direction.
And you mentioned star people. Are we star children? Do we originate from the stars?
There's many people here on the planet who feel they're very connected to the star family, to the extraterrestrials, and that actually tell us that they have contact with them. So I call them star family, star beings.
Now,
star seeds, they're called star seeds.
Star seeds. All right. Now, how come this only started, or people became aware of this after shows like the X-Files, the X-Zone, Unsolved Mysteries, and my good friend, God bless may his soul rest in peace, Art Bell. Before that, nobody ever heard of extraterrestrials coming to the planet, or that we were part of a galactic family, and some people were starseeds. How come it took so long for this to happen?
Well, it's interesting that you've been here since the beginning and hearing it. I think because more people are waking up and being aware that they're being contacted. Maybe they've gone through different experiences in life, and suddenly that happens to them, that they start to have contact. Not everyone has this. It's just certain people that are connected. And I think they're connected from past lives. I honestly feel that those people who are abductees and contactees have had connections either on other planets or with this family before.
Hey, before you mentioned that you moved to the beautiful state of Arizona, I've heard nothing but wonderful things about Arizona and how spiritual it is. And in your opinion, Joan, because it seems that destiny has brought you to where you are today, and you met that lady in the restaurant who gave you the moniker Joan of Angels. Why is Arizona so spiritual?
Oh my gosh, that is the best question of all. So there's a lot of Egyptian influence in Arizona. And in fact, the Phoenix area is known as the Valley of the Sun. There's pyramids around the Phoenix area. There's pyramids in Arizona. There's even a section in the Grand Canyon that the CIA has marked off limits. Classified people are not allowed there, which is said to contain beautiful Egyptian artifacts.
Well, that is true. That is a fact. Because years ago, about 32 years ago, we did an extensive week special with archaeologists who were actually there, and they shared photographs with us.
I'd like to hear that one and see that video. Oh my God, that's amazing. Yes, and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're driving around in Arizona, you can feel that energy. And, I have a friend who lives right opposite this mountain. It's a beautiful mountain. It's called Red Mountain. And I'll sit outside and meditate, and I can feel the energy of that mountain. It has an amethyst cave in it. The native ancestors are there. It's where the indigenous lived for a long time. And now you're even confirming to me that what I'm telling you is true.
Oh, yeah.
So that's exciting.
Like I said, we did an entire week, and it has to be at least 32. Craig, what do you figure, 32, 33 years ago? Well, we've been doing the show now for 36 years, so it had to be that far back. Where were we, Craig, at that time? At CKTV, right. Yeah, I'll be glad to look around and see if I can find anything for you, Joan, and fire it off to you.
I would love to see that. That would be fascinating.
Well, I will do my best, Joan. Please stand by. You and I have to take our break at the bottom of the hour. And Exo Nation, the lovely lady I'm talking to and sharing time with this hour is my good friend, Dr. Joan of Angels. And her website is joanofangels.com. And we'll both be back on the other side of this break as we continue right here from our broadcast center and studios in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, on the CanCon Broadcast Network, and your hometown radio, Classic 1220 CFAJ AM. And they also stream us around the world on classic1220.ca. And to Peter Bordley and everybody at CFAJ, Classic 1220, hey guys, I hope you're all smiling on your way home from Niagara.
From Lebanon skies to Washington nights, I looked up through the veil of lights, whispers of wonder, signs from afar, calling the soul from a distant star. In a garden where the mantis prayed, good luck and fortune softly stayed. Long before the maps were drawn, before the roads were made, stories crossed the rivers where the ancient pines still sway. The elders spoke of spirits in the mountains and the sky, teaching every generation how to live, not asking why. Listen to the drum beat, hear the eagle cry. Some mysteries are forever meant to live beneath the sky. Spirits of the first people, guardians of the land, walking through the forest with an unseen guiding hand. In every sacred valley, every river, every plain, the old stories still journeyed every mile. Some speak of the Wendigo, where frozen forests sleep, a warning born of hardship that the elders always keep. Others tell of little people watching quietly from stone, reminding us that nature is a kingdom not our own. Every fire has a story, every star has seen the past, every whisper through the cedar says nothing ever lasts. Walk with humble footsteps, let your heart become your guide. For those who honor nature never truly walk alone. Spirits of the first people, keepers of the flame, the forests hold their echoes, though the world has slowly changed. From the mountains to the oceans, through the northern dancing lights, ancient voices still are singing through the silence of the night. Spirits of the first people, forever they will be the heartbeat of a timeless land, from sea to shining sea. The fire still burns, the stories still live. If you listen with respect, the land remembers.
And that's Spirits of the First People by us here at the X Zone Broadcast Network and the X Zone Radio Show. Our guest this hour is Dr. Joan of Angels. Her website is, you ready? Do you have your pencils and paper out? Yeah? Remember those things? When I went to school, it was the good old chalkboard, I think. Just kidding. Doctor, let me see. Her website is joanofangels.com. Joan, we were talking about the members of the First Nations, and they still, in my opinion, hold so many mysteries that if we only took the time to listen to them, that we'd be a lot further than we are right now. And I would imagine there are many members of First Nations that not only visit Arizona, but reside in Arizona as well.
Yes, of course, here in California, Arizona, absolutely. And they've had many encounters with the star people.
They have.
And they have stories that they pass down from generation to generation about when the star beings came down here and when they're going to return. And so that's always been a part of the true tradition, or the oral tradition, of our planet and of their people.
What are some of the stories that you've heard when talking to the members of the First Nations about the star people?
Well, that's so interesting. I've been researching the ant people, and they're not from the stars. They're from underneath the planet.
Would they be the people from the Middle Earth?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And they came up in times of trouble to save the Hopi Nation. And first of all, they told the white man that there's like 4 stages that humanity goes through. And the last stage, unfortunately, is the one we're in, where materialism separates humanity from their consciousness. And it's a difficult era because we're not connected, and it's all about, they talk about humanity needs to be able to connect again and commune with the gods and with their innate nature. So that's very much part of the indigenous tradition, and they do talk about the star people returning.
And of course, we can really see that their prophecies are so true, because in today's society, we forget about, who the real gods are, who the real ancestors are, and everybody. Well, not everybody. I know you're a very grounded person, and I try to be as grounded as I can be. But there are those who who religiously believe in the almighty dollar being God, and they neglect the rest of everything and everyone. And I that, in my opinion, is so wrong. Yes, we have to work, we have to pay bills. Nothing is for free. But when you see people who go out of their way to take more than they really need, who are just greedy, beyond belief, and that to them money is power, and they enjoy having the power over people instead of realizing that we're all the same. We come here with nothing, we go with nothing. And if they would just take the time to be part of the solution instead of creating the problems that the rest of the people have to contend with, I believe that this would be a better world. And I really believe, after talking to members of the First Nations myself, that this is the message, Joan, that we have lost.
I think you're so right. We definitely have lost that connection to our soul. And it's a soul connection.
I envy you, Joan, because you get to talk to people all the time about their inner selves. You get to talk to people about them being star seeds. You help people to help themselves. And to me, this is a wonderful quality. And Joan, there's not a lot of people like you out there. And I'm so happy that I can call you my friend.
Well, first of all, I love being on your show, Rob. I feel like we're old friends when we have these chats.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's a pleasure to be here because you have such an aware consciousness. You've been doing this for so many years. I want to interview you. But, you probably love people too, because you're like sharing you're bringing out the paranormal, the metaphysical world to people who may not have heard about all of these things. And I admire you.
Oh, thank you. The entire goal of the show has been and always will be to help one person each and every show, to open their eyes, to let them know that, number one, they're not alone. Number two, they need not be afraid to believe in what they want to believe in. And the numbers go on, but the number that I love the most is that we are all the same. Whether we live in Africa, whether we live in Australia, whether we live in Russia, wherever, no matter what the color of the skin is, we're all the same inside. We all bleed. We all have the same organs. We're alike. And one day, I hope that I'm around to see it, that we will all understand this better and bring this world to the epic of understanding, that we will be able to meet those who brought us here so many years ago, and they'll be able to say, finally, you got the message.
Right. Wake up, humanity.
Yeah.
It's going to take a lot for humanity to wake up in those ways. But, I think ever since 2020, more people have begun awakening. Mm-hmm. And I find that very exciting. And they're awakening to many things, but one is to the fact that there's more to life than this, but also to medical freedom and the freedom to really express who they are.
I agree, and I love it when the people who are trans, God bless them, who are able to say, this is who I am. I don't have to hide anymore. I've got nothing to fear anymore. Or you've got people who have various beliefs. They don't have to be afraid anymore. And I think that this all started going back to the year 2000, when everyone was afraid of the Y2K. Remember that?
Oh, that was the most ridiculous thing on the planet.
But I
didn't even pay attention, but yes.
But I think it brought an awareness that we can have all the computers and all the electronics that we have, but there's something out there that at any time can just pull the plug. We're just learning about the devastating effect that solar flares can have. You get a big flare, it's going to knock out your engine, it's going to knock out the power grids, and it's happened a couple of times in the last 15, 20 years. So I think we're gently getting a whack on the side of the head by the powers to be. And I think that you are an interpreter for the powers, or even an emissary for the powers, and that you're doing the work of waking the people up from the inside out and sharing your message of, hey guys, wake up, and if you need help to wake up, I'm here to help you.
If you're not living the life that you in your heart really are aspiring to and know you can have, that's when you reach out to someone like me, because that's when you're ready to make that shift.
I would imagine over the years you've had multiple experiences, and what I'd like to do when we come back from this final break is get you to share with us a couple of your most memorable experiences in helping people. And once again, okay. I appreciate you coming on the show, Joan. I don't know why I call you Jean. Joan, Jean.
Means the same.
It does. My favorite angel lady, Dr. Joan of Angels, is with me this hour, and we'll be back on the other side of this break as we wrap up the first hour of tonight's show here in the X Zone. With yours truly, Rob McConnell, my special guest all the way from Arizona, Dr. Joan of Angels. Her website, www.joanofangels.com, and we'll be back as we continue here in the X Zone from our broadcast center and studios in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada, on the Talkstar Radio Network, the Mutual Broadcast Network, the CanCon Broadcast Network, and of course, my favorite radio station, your hometown radio, Classic 1220 CFAJ AM. And they stream us in over 150 countries on classic1220.ca.
Still sway. The elder spoke of spirits in the mountains and the sky.
My name is Michael Telstar, Canada's leading mentalist from Toronto, Ontario.
Hi, my name is Belinda, and you're listening to my dad, Rob McConnell, on the X Zone.
This is Psychic Dorothy from St. Catharines, and you're listening to Rob McConnell.
Hello, my name is Holly Reeves, an astrologer from Astro For You, and you're listening to Canada's #1 paranormal radio show, The X Zone, with Rob McConnell.
Welcome to The X Zone, a place where fact is fiction and fiction is reality. Now, here's your host, Rob McConnell.
Before the roads and the cities were born, before the map of a nation was drawn, the drums of the people echoed through the land, guided by the wisdom of the healer's hand. Under northern lights and the eagles fly, they listen to the spirits in the silent night. The shaman walks softly where the ancestors tread, bringing hope to the living, honoring the dead. They were keepers of the sacred fire, guardians of dreams and hearts inspired. From the forests and mountains to the oceans wide, they carried ancient wisdom as their guide. And the fire still burns, shining bright today, lighting past what people find in their way. From every nation, every color, every creed, the spirit of the shaman still answers the need. They knew the songs of the rivers and trees, the language of the winds and the healing breeze. They gathered herbs from the earth below, learning truths only nature could know. When fear filled the camp or sickness came near, the shaman brought comfort, courage, and cheer. Through visions and prayers, through stories untold, they passed down teachings more precious than gold. They were keepers of the sacred fire, guardians of dreams and hearts inspired. From the forests and mountains to the oceans wide, they carried ancient wisdom as their guide. And the fire still burns, shining bright today, lighting past what people find in their way. From every nation, every color, shaman still answers the need. Now the world grows smaller with every passing year, yet people still search for meaning, love and peace sincere. Across the globe the ancient teachings remain, helping hearts heal from sorrow and pain. Different faces, different languages spoken, seeking mended spirits where lives have been broken. They are keepers of the sacred fire, carrying forward the ancestors' desire to heal, to teach, to help us understand that we're all connected across this land. From Canada's first peoples to the world today, their wisdom still shines and lights the way. And as long as there are souls searching for light, the sacred fire will keep burning bright. Beneath the stars, where the old songs remain, the voices of the ancestors call again. A timeless journey, a circle unbroken, in every healing prayer, their spirit is spoken.
And welcome back, everyone. That is Keepers of the Sacred Fire by the group that we call Relmar. Dr. Joan of Angels is my special guest. She is in Arizona, and if you'd like to find out more about Dr. Joan and what she can do for you during a one-on-one consultation, visit her website at joanofangels.com. Joan, before we went to the break, I was asking you if you could come up with some of your most memorable turnarounds, I guess we can call them, or awakenings. So I'd love to hear a couple.
Well, you know, the awakening of being told to paint 33 angels in 30 days was quite profound.
Let me ask you something. My wife does paintings. How did you do 33 in a month?
Well, I closed my eyes and I listened, and it was just pure energy that came through.
Who do you think?
And these were not big canvases. So those 33 angels were on small canvases, 5 by 7, 8 by 10, maybe 11 by 14. But I didn't do big paintings until I asked my guides what I should do with the art. And they said, paint us and we will come. And then they guided me to do large paintings.
Now, who was the angel that was your guide at this time?
Well, the two that work with me the most are Gabriel and Michael. I had an experience with Michael one night where I was outside. My sister used to live right on the coast, California coast, and everyone was in the house sleeping except for me. I was on the deck. No one has access to the deck, and I'm listening to the ocean, and I'm kind of drifting on the lounge, and I feel a hand caressing my face. So I flipped out, you know, it's like I'm alone. I'm supposed to be alone here, and I look up, and there's this huge cloud 20 feet above me. And it's like I could see eyes and a mouth, and it was an angel. And this angel had actually touched me.
Touched by an angel.
So I was touched by an angel, which I found quite profound.
What was the message this angel had for you? Because I'm sure that the angel just didn't come to you just to touch you. There had to be a message, right?
Well, he was soothing my anxiety away.
Oh.
And I was an anxious mess. That was the years when I had lost everything. And I was in a panic a lot. And that was like one of the first encounters I had. And it really soothed my soul.
Do you think that losing everything was a test that you were given to see if you were worthy of the mission that they had planned for you?
Well, if I look at my life from a big picture, I could see the way these challenges were set up for me to overcome and pivot and move into a new phase. And for me, because I was such a shy child, coming out into the public has always been the thing I want the most and also the thing that scares me the most in a certain way. So I have a push-pull in my public life.
Speaking about your public life, before, I think it was in the second segment, you were telling us about a vision that you had of yourself standing in front of people that were going by you and an angel, where they all were, I guess, ill or crippled or whatever. And were you and the angel healing them?
Yes, we were.
Wow.
And that was the most profound. That was shortly after I became a chiropractor. And I went to this workshop that was all about your soul vision. What are you here to do? And I was so surprised because there I was in the Coliseum, magnificent angel behind me, and we were pretty tall. And millions of people were crawling in front of us or, on crutches or being wheeled. And that's how I was told that I'm here to heal and inspire millions of people on this planet. So when Robin gave me that name, Joan of Angels, it made so much sense to me. Like, oh, okay. It just made a lot of sense.
I'm sorry, dear. What is it like to heal somebody?
Well, that's an interesting question. First of all, we don't heal anyone. I will say this. The healing energy runs through me. I don't heal. It's really source or God or the creator that does this healing.
You're the conduit.
I'm a conduit.
Gotcha.
So the real question is, how does it feel to be a conduit for source? And that's a miracle. To be able to help someone who's been very ill suddenly come back to life is a miracle, literally.
Now, when you say come back to life, do you raise people from the dead?
Well, okay, this is kind of funny. I was thinking when I said that of a very dear friend of mine who had trained me as a chiropractor, and my mom's lying in the hospital dying. Doctor told me to call the family, and I called him instead. And he came over, and he did a healing on my mom, a chiropractic adjustment. And we went to lunch, and when we came back, Mom was sitting up demanding to be released.
Holy cow.
I didn't do that healing, but I did because I'm the one who brought Dr. Allender over, and I believed that he was the one who could actually help my mother.
What was your mom in the hospital for?
She was dying of lung cancer.
And he cured the lung cancer?
Well, no, he didn't cure the lung cancer, but what happened was the dog, she had deteriorated and she was dying, and literally he released the life force in her body, which restored her to a better level. She still had the cancer in her body, but she could have been healed if she wanted to.
What a beautiful story.
The trajectory. She had decided, though, she didn't want to get better anymore.
Oh.
But the truth is that people can heal from everything. The body has an inner mechanism to heal, and actually the CIA just released papers that they did research years ago that showed that the human body can heal itself and restore itself to full function within 48 hours. And they hid that from us.
Unbelievable. Joan, we've got a minute before I have to say so long. So what is your final message for the listeners tonight?
Guys, if you're just not living the life you really have always thought you could, if there's that feeling of there's something more, that there's something missing, or if you're in that shift where you just know that you could be living your dream, your vision, that you're here to do more for people, then reach out to me. That's when it's time for you to take a step. Your guides are prompting you to start uncovering who you really are. And that's the work that I do with people. I help people really step into clarity, joy, possibilities, new possibilities, unlimited potential.
And that's why you're Dr. Joan of Angels.
Yes.
Joan, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a great pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to the next time you and I meet here in the X Zone or in Arizona. Who knows?
This is one of my favorite places to be. I'm very grateful you had me on the show. This seems to be an even lovelier conversation than our last one.
You take care of yourself, my friend, and keep on doing the great work you do.
You as well. All right. Good night, everyone. I love you. Thank you.
Love you too, Joan. Exonation. My guest this hour has been my good friend, Dr. Joan of Angels. She is in Arizona. If you'd like to find out more about Dr. Joan of Angels, visit her website, joanofangels.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break as the X-Zone continues with hour number 2 tonight, as we continue investigating the world of the paranormal and parapsychology on the CanCon Broadcast Network and our hometown radio, Classic 1220, CFAJ, and they stream us at classic1220.ca. I'm Rob McConnell. Don't go away.
Where the ancestors tread, bringing hope to the living, honoring the dead.